it'll be time for these two teams to settle it between the white lines.
Elway, he's going to fire toward the end zone. Reno lofts the ball up the near side.
And Montana throws.
Rodgers looking downfield, going deep.
One man wrecking through. Unbelievable. How did he do that?
Looking end zone. Caught for the win. Unstoppable.
Hello, welcome to NFL This Week. In a week when the NFL sacked a referee mid-season for poor performance for the first time in the Super Bowl era, and the Cleveland Browns have sacked their head coach, Hugh Jackson. These two are safe. I'm not going to sack you, am I? Obviously. Osi Umenyiora and Jason Bell are with us. Now, the LA Rams were the only undefeated team entering Week 8 of the season, and they had home field advantage as they looked to defend their 7-0 record against the Packers. It must have been quiet in Green Bay this week, as most of their fans seem to have made the 2,100-mile journey to pack out the LA Coliseum.
Bring the blitz. Packers pick it up and open down the sideline. And making the reception is Davante Adams. First big play of the game delivered by the Packers.
3rd and 5, and you're anticipating then they're going to go to the chains and just pick up the first down, and that's where you get Marcus Peters to bite, and Aaron Rodgers lays it out there beautifully.
And into the end zone is Jamal Williams, so they run it after all, and Green Bay on the board. Brought back into coverage, but down goes Goff in the arms of Blake Martinez. And if you're Mike Pettin, the first-year defensive coordinator for Green Bay, through 2 possessions, you can't draw it up better than this. Rodgers, first down, wide open, down the middle of the field to the 45-yard line. The rookie out of Notre Dame, Equanimeous St. Brown. Well, they've got good-looking young receivers on this Green Bay team.
Yeah.
At the start of the second quarter, Rams defense held and Mason Crosby knocked through a 41-yard field goal, extending Green Bay's lead.
Showing blitz again here, and here they come. That's a jailbreak coming after Goff, and down he goes. Kenny Clark and Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. Clark has turned into a major force for Green Bay. And Green Bay going to get it back one more time to try to add to this 10-0 lead. And how good is Hackett? You could make an argument he's been their best player on offense so far today. That's going to be a safety.
Wow, that's excellent job of Barron filling the hole. A former safety made the move to linebacker, and you see him. He just steps right in there and makes a play, and that might be what the Rams needed. They get the 2 points there. Now they're going to get the ball. You know, the Packers have really done a nice job throughout this first half. Really couldn't have gone better defensively, and yet it's just a 10-2 game.
First down, and Goff has it. Batted in the air and then caught by Gurley, but apparently out of bounds. Ooh, did that second foot get in there, the left foot, Mike Pereira? What do you think?
Oh, I think the key is here, you've got to look at that right foot, and was it still down when he first got possession? Right. And I mean, I think it is.
The Los Angeles receiver established control of the ball, got 2 feet down in bounds. It is a completed catch. It'll be Los Angeles' ball, first and goal on the 3-yard line.
Empty backfield, and they're going to throw it. And it's a touchdown for Josh Reynolds.
Well, Josh Reynolds, the route that he runs and the way that he pushes on Ha-Ha Clinton Dix and gets him on his heels so that he just can't drive on the ball. That is why he got open the way that he was able to.
So now the question is, do you go for 2 to try and tie this thing up? They are. Gurley will be denied the 2-point conversion. And they're going to throw a 3rd and 2 here. And there is Aaron Donald. Donald coming off a 4-sack performance a week ago, leads the league now with 9.
So Crosby back on the field, this time a 54-yarder, making it 13-8.
Blitz coming. And they get it away and left all alone, the tight end Gerald Everett, and that'll be a first down for the Rams to the Green Bay 42. Gurley across the middle. Will he find the end zone? He will again. 11 straight games with a touchdown for Gurley.
Well, they run everybody across the field to the left, and the Packers react to that. You see all the Rams receivers are going from right to left, and then Gurley just drags underneath all of that. He gets lost.
They're going for the two-point conversion. They failed on their first try, but again, the touchdown pass to Gurley, the two-point conversion to Gurley. They're coming after Rodgers. No chance for a completed pass, and looking for a flag was Adams. Excellent coverage by Marcus Peters on him. Blitz coming late again. And it is very close to a first down on a completed pass to Woods. 8th play of the drive. And a touchdown to Reynolds once again. The only reason he's in there is due to the injury to Cooper Kupp, and he has a pair of scores today.
You're going to see the job that he does of just getting inside around the defender. A perfectly anticipated throw by Goff, and the Rams are starting to get it going. Ready to go.
Rodgers gets out of trouble, and there's Davante Adams. A first down to the 32-yard line. Oh, did the Packers need that one? And more times than not, it has been Adams when they need a play.
Ready, go.
Little delay and big running room. And headed to the end zone is Aaron Jones.
Well, you're going to see Lane Taylor and Corey Linsley, the job that they do, and the crease that then is there, and then it's just one-on-one. It's Aaron Jones one-on-one on John Johnson, the safety, and he makes him miss. Touchdown.
Goff all day to throw it. And there's Brandon Cooks. He beats Alexander.
Greg Zuerlein extended the Rams' lead to a one-score game with this 43-yard field goal. It was now 26-20.
And again, it's Adams. They had Mark Barron, a converted safety, trying to hang with Adams, and that's no contest. Blitz coming. Rodgers to a wide-open receiver is Valdez-Scantling, and the Packers get a touchdown. Well, you roll the dice when you blitz some of the very best in all of football, and Rodgers makes them pay.
He runs a 4.37, so once he got inside, he does an excellent job of going back out, knowing that's where the throw is going to be. And it's just no match once he got off the line of scrimmage as clean as he did.
3rd down and 6. They're going to run it, and Gurley with a first down and more. Inside the 15. 34-yarder. Zuerlein just back from the groin injury, and he just keeps on rolling right down the middle. 29-27, 2:05 to go. Ty Montgomery decides to bring it out, and the ball is loose. Rams say they have the ball as Montgomery spits it up. And it's LA football. Can you believe that? Just a decision alone by Montgomery, deep in his own end zone, knowing you're going to spend time off the clock to get you the 2-minute warning, and you're nowhere close to the 25, and now give it away.
What a turn of events for the Green Bay Packers, and not giving Aaron Rodgers an opportunity.
3rd down, and this will be more than enough for a first down, and Gurley will just shut it down inside the 5 to run out the clock. And for young Mr. McVay, a 19th win in his first 24 games as head coach of the LA Rams, and they'll go to 8-0 and remain the only undefeated team in the NFL.
Give me a woo! Hey, it's the epitome of a team win right there. You talk about offense, defense, special teams, staying together, staying connected. Cannot say enough about Ramik Wilson. Give it up for Todd Gurley, man. 1, 2, 3.
You can understand the jubilation in that locker room, can't you? Because it was a big win in a big game.
You see how excited people get when they win? They doing all that good stuff, man. I mean, come on. Let's celebrate for them. Woo!
But it does feel like a statement result, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you're in those tight games like that, it's so important to come out victorious. You get in the locker room. I mean, you lose your cool, Mark, quickly.
And they had to fight, didn't they? I mean, the Packers got to Goff at the start. They put a lot of pressure on him early on.
Which was the key, right? You put pressure on him, and what they like to do in the back end is kind of blur the looks, make everything look the same with all those defensive backs. It's confusing, and that's why he held on the ball right here, and they got pressure on him.
They only rushed 3 men on that, and that means they dropped 8 people in the coverage, man. When you have 8 people in coverage, like Jason will know, it's very few holes to throw the ball into.
But this one?
Oh, this is straight pressure on the quarterback. This is like, we're coming to get you right now. You're not going to sit back there, Jared Goff, and sip your coffee. We're going to take you to the ground. That's a great play, great blitz.
Does this help future opponents of the Rams, seeing what Green Bay did?
Yeah, because they want to see how Jared Goff adjusts, what gives him problems, what looks, and that's what they did. They displayed things that he was not comfortable seeing, and you see the negative results because of that.
Now, what do you often tell me and us about what wins games?
Special teams!
You meant that.
I know, he meant that. And the point was very much proved in this play from the Rams punter.
This is huge. Football is a field position battle. And when you can back a team up like this, you make them have to have a long 99-yard drive. Most teams can't do this. I made a living doing that right there. Down on the ball inside the 5, that's tough, and you see the result because of that.
And they're 10-0 down at this stage, coming to the end of the second quarter, and it's a momentum change.
100%. That is a momentum. I mean, a safety is a really difficult thing to do, and the way they did it, Mark Barron blitzing that gap, smacking the running back in the mouth, changed the entire complexion of this football game.
What you're also going to need on your roster is strength in depth if you're going to go all the way. And we've never mentioned Josh Reynolds, I don't think, in any time this season whatsoever. It's always been about Gurley or Cup or Woods or whatever. But Reynolds stepped up for him.
And he was running great routes. And what we say about a championship team is you need depth. You're going to have injuries. You need guys that can step up and execute. You saw that happen.
But I think that's more a testament to the head coach and the things that he does. You talk about Bill Belichick over there in the New England Patriots, plugging people in. And you see right there that this is the head coach's responsibility, designing those offensive plays to get receivers open.
We're going to see another great play a little bit later on from another punter. I won't say too much yet. But bearing in mind, you most of the time can't even remember what punters are called.
What
when the general manager of the Rams, Les Snead, I'm just checking my notes here, called Johnny Hekker arguably his best value signing.
Yeah.
You'd just laugh at that.
That's a ridiculous statement.
Okay, that's never a ridiculous statement. Ever.
Now, talk me through what
Probably the most ridiculous thing I've heard.
Yeah, OK, I get the message. Now, talk me through what Ty Montgomery did at the end, because you're going to see the anger of Aaron Rodgers here. As you can see, Rams lead 29-27. There are 2 minutes left on the clock, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. What the Packers wanted was Montgomery to take a knee in the end zone, then they'd start with the ball on the 25.
Yes, and they would get a play off before the 2-minute warning. That's crucial. But he takes it out. No one knows why. Speculations, but this destroyed them. This took all their chances away.
He said afterwards he wasn't sure on the kick whether it would maybe land on the 1-yard line, and therefore he thought he'd run it out.
I'm not buying that because if you see him, he didn't hesitate, not for 1 simple second. He just ran straight out. What players usually do when they have those thoughts is they hesitate, then they go. He took that ball right out there, ready to make a play.
Look.
He's upset.
I like that.
I'm not sitting nowhere near him on the plane if I'm Ty.
Is that Aaron in 1A and Ty Montgomery in 52F at the back of the plane?
They had to bring him in a whole nother entrance of the plane. Right. They said, don't even cross his face.
That's usually how it happens anyway. Aaron really is in 1A and Montgomery is in 52B. That's...
What seat would you have been on?
Oh, I was driving the plane. I was flying the plane. I was flying the plane, Mark Chapman.
Eli, I've got this. Get by that. Right, time for our first look at some of the matches from weekend. And we're going to start with Russell Wilson's Seahawks going to Detroit to take on the Lions. Matt Stafford put the Lions up early, he avoided pressure there, found Marvin Jones from 39 yards.
Ooh,
the touchdown.
Sweet ball right there.
Russell Wilson then answered back in the second quarter, 24 yards to Tyler Lockett.
I mean, they just throwing balls in the air.
Isn't that the point?
I mean, yeah, but it's working.
Maybe a bit of luck. Maybe that was planned for a more. Chris Carson rushed for over 100 yards on the day, and the Seahawks are now 4-3.
They got a running game now, Mark.
Record crowd at Wembley for the last of this year's.
Hello, everyone.
You saw them all, didn't you?
Yeah, I shook everybody's hand.
I know you did. Man of the people. No. Did you, OC?
No.
Anyhow, this is the first touchdown of the game. Dallas got out with that from 32 yards and put them up in the second quarter. Smallwood in the third quarter did that from 36 yards.
I see you, Barry Church. A little tired?
That's messed up, J-Bear.
What happened?
You are being mischievous, Jason. Anyhow, Jags got themselves back into it, 17-15. The Eagles, thanks to Zaka, took them to 4-4.
I like that, Jason.
Moving on, into the NFC East, Washington taking on the New York Giants. We set our clocks back this weekend an hour. Adrian Peterson went back to 2012 as he ran all over the Giants. He ran in from 7 yards there. And then...
Go get it. Go get him. Go get him, AP. Well, all day is what they call him. They call him all day, Mark, because he can run like that all day. Found the youth.
He said Barry Church a little tired.
You're still going back to that joke. Anyhow, Washington 5-2. Let's deal with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Hugh Jackson started as the head coach. He's no longer the head coach. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Antonio Brown, 43 yards from Beth Roethlisberger. Baker Mayfield answered back in the third. That was to Antonio Callaway.
That's a good throw right there, Mark.
Another sensational game from James Conner, saviour of the Steelers, 22 yards here, and that sealed the game for them. And let's deal with Cleveland, because Hugh Jackson, less than 24 hours after that game, was sacked. Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator, sacked as well. It was deemed as a power struggle between the two. Although normally with a power struggle, one person wins. Typical Cleveland way, they had a power struggle and everybody lost. What do you make of the goings
Well,
on?
listen, it was about time. I think Todd Haley being offensive coordinator, he actually was an offensive coordinator. And I think the things that he did, the way he carried himself, his brashness, the way he behaved around that organization, I think it was due to come to a head at some point, man. And I think, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, him and Hugh Jackson couldn't get along, and they fired both of them.
And yet they put somebody brash in charge until the end of the season. Greg Williams becomes the interim coach. And if you watch the hard knocks of Cleveland, if you watch the Rams All or Nothing, if you know his history and Bountygate with the Saints and all of that, he's brash and he's aggressive and he shouts at players.
Exactly what they need. I know guys who've played for him that couldn't talk more highly about him. Now, they're tough guys, Mark. They're guys that respond to that kind of pressure and criticism. And what's going to happen now, you got to see who you have on your roster for whoever takes his team over.
I still think, do you not, that you can't talk to young players now the way you even spoke to them 10 years ago?
That's true, but this is a temporary fix. This guy is going to shake the tree and figure out who's on that roster because they got to know who they're going to continue in the future with. I think it's a good move.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But obviously, you know, I'm of a little different perspective as in the way you talk to people. Yeah. I had a defensive coordinator talk to me crazy, and I got up and I left the building.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have to be able to talk to players a certain way. I don't know if the way he talks to players is going to translate to today's game like you were talking about earlier. Remains to be seen, and we'll see what happens.
He's not going to talk to everyone like that. He would talk to the guys who have proven that they deserve that high-level treatment. Yeah. He will change his tone.
I will agree with you on this. The people who have played with him or played for him talk really, really high about him.
All right, let's just go back and look at that Adrian Peterson run again, winding back the years. Takes Washington to 5-2.
I don't want to watch this.
No, you need to see it because there's an argument that this line, maybe in his head, got further and further away from him as he was running because it felt like a long way watching it.
Yeah, this guy, definitely one of my favorite players to watch, man. I love the way he runs, he gallops, but, I mean, you could tell, you know, the little monkey jumped on his back there at the end. He was dragging that refrigerator all the way there, all the way to the end zone, man. I mean...
It was tough, but to get in that situation, you saw the explosion, the first 15 yards and how quick he was there. That's what matters at the running back position.
Taking the breath in at the end, big gulps of breath. I promised we'd look at another punter, and Seattle's punter in the Australian Dixon. Now, originally, they were going to take a safety here, Jason. Mm-hmm. Just give the 2 points to Detroit, and then he saw the gap.
He saw the gap. And you know when you see the gap, You gotta go. You got to go.
That is a great play, OC.
That is unbelievable, man. Now, this guy, I might know who his name is. I might know this guy's name after a play like that. I'm going to him and I'm asking him, excuse me, sir, can you tell me what your name is again, please? That's an incredible play you just made just there, sir.
He came from Aussie Rules, actually.
I mean, he's a tough guy, right?
Yeah.
Figured it out. I mean, this is a gutsy call, and the lack of awareness on the punt defense, they should kind of contain him in. That's what you're taught.
That's praising the punter twice on this show.
That was a great play.
I love special teams. I love it. More.
Right, the New Orleans Saints have had 9 long months to stew on the last time they faced the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Divisional Playoff, when the Minneapolis Miracle took the Vikings through to the NFC Championship game. Now, this season, both are heading their divisions and look destined for the playoffs again.
There he is, Taysom Hill, 28 years old, out of Brigham Young. He can play quarterback, tailback, fullback, slot, wide out, you name it. You got 3 receivers, including Drew Brees, to the top of the screen.
Got him.
And Hill with a big arm, deep downfield, underthrows it a little bit. A flag is thrown, and that's Thomas coming back to make the catch.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. That penalty has been declined. The result of the play is a first down.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 3. Little shovel to Kamara, and he will bend his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Everybody's favorite play if you're a quarterback. Just catch it and toss it, and it counts as a touchdown pass if you get in. Just one-on-one blocking on the outside, and a great opening drive for the New Orleans Saints.
Saints are number 1 against the run, but they're number 28 against the pass. 3rd and 5. And somehow, some way, that is caught by Adam Thielen. I mean, he gets everything.
Oh, man.
He reaches over P.J. Williams and somehow comes away with it.
Watch Thielen. You want to know why he's the leading receiver in the National Football League? Over the top of the helmet to make that catch. How do you defend that? P.J. Williams saying, what do I got to do?
5 wide here on 2nd and 7. Cousins under pressure, throwing, and somehow that is caught by Stephon Diggs at the 1-yard line. Gain of 31, 1st and goal. Rudolph comes into the slot. Cousins looking, throwing, and that will be Stephon Diggs, touchdown.
Only question is, are the feet down? Looks pretty magical.
All scoring plays, reviewed
A little
in New York.
drag, you can see the pellets flying, no question.
Murray lines up deep. Flea flicker. Cousins going deep. Wide open is Thielen to the 18. Was he touched is the question. He doesn't think he was, but he was. And it's a gain of 28 off the flea flicker.
But Marco Murray has 3 rushes for 28 yards. Gets the attention of everybody. So you come back to the flea flicker in the middle of the field.
3rd and 7. Cousins to the corner of the end zone and too high for Aldrick Robinson, but a flag is thrown.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. Since the foul from the end zone, the ball is placed at the 1-yard line, automatic. First down.
Give it to him. Leaps into the end zone for a Minnesota touchdown. Murray's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Whoa. It's the first extra point they've missed this season, but they're only 12 of 18 on field goal attempts. Got rid of their first kicker, Carlson, who's now with the Raiders, and then Bailey can't hit that one.
So Bailey off target, but Lutz was solid from 52 yards to halve the Vikings' lead.
Under pressure, intercepted at the 32 by Harrison Smith. Stephen Weatherly was the guy who put the pressure on Brees, and that is the first interception of the season for Drew Brees.
Mike Zimmer said everybody's afraid to go after Drew Brees. He said, but you cannot play him unless you pressure him, and that pressure led directly to the interception.
Pass caught by Thielen. And he launches the ball at the 13-yard line, and it's picked up. If it's a live ball, and it appears to be at this particular point, you got Lattimore coming the other way, and he'll take it to the 32-yard line. So Thielen picked up about 5 or 6 yards, loses the ball. Lattimore turns it around. Now you got a flag thrown at the end of the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Minnesota, number 11, throwing his helmet. That's a 15-yard penalty added at the end of the play. First down.
Give Brees the ball at the 18. All of their timeouts. That New Orleans disposal that's caught by Kamara. First down. Tries to work his way to the end zone. Is he in? No, he's not. Come back and diving into the end zone goes Kamara for the touchdown.
Wow, what a turnaround here at the end of the half.
A little lob to Ingram, who is blocking as well. And he'll set up a first down and goal as Mark gets to the 9-yard line. Tackled there by Harrison Smith.
Lutz was on target again from 42 this time to extend New Orleans' lead to 10.
Yeah, they throw it the third most in the league on a percentage basis. And that's passed off at the 44-yard line by P.J. Williams, uncontested to the end zone.
Diggs is going to come over and stop and try and come back. The defensive back keeps going, and Cousins thought he was going to keep going. Ends up throwing it right to P.J. Williams. If you stop like that, you do so at your own risk and at the risk of your quarterback, because he doesn't know exactly when you're going to stop.
And Lutz would make it a 3-score lead with another field goal early in the fourth quarter.
Prodded him on 3rd and 17. This is Thielen. He'll pick up the first down and several yards more, taking it to the 19-yard line.
I tell you, that's pretty close to putting him over the 100-yard marker,
It does.
too.
It does. 102. Now, longest streak of 100-yard receiving games. You go back to Calvin Johnson and now Adam Thielen. It's the longest streak to start a season with 102 yards in receptions tonight. 4th down and goal, obviously going for it. But this drive has taken a ton of time in a 3-possession game as Cousins flips it. Caught. Touchdown. Thielen.
Al, watch this route right here. It's just gorgeous. So patient at the top end. I thought he was breaking to the out. Watch this. And just fooled Williams. That is perfect.
As New Orleans wins the game, and the Vikings pretty much shoot themselves in the foot tonight with 2 very crucial turnovers.
The game was the game last year, and that'll be one of those games. Look, if you were old enough to remember Franco Harris, and if you were old enough to remember the fumble forward or a Hail Mary, I mean, and yet I think our team handled the week real well. The focus was on winning this game in the regular season right now against a good team, and we were able to do that.
Before we get on to the Saints, we always take the mick out of you having friends in the Minnesota team, and now your mum has joined our club.
My mom legitimately texted me when Harrison got that interception and was like, your friend got an interception. Straight up. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. We'll praise the Saints in a moment. Adam Thielen, 8 successive games, over 100 yards receiving, and yet it was his error that really handed the momentum to the Saints.
Definitely, man. This guy's having a phenomenal season, man. You can't expect him to be perfect every time. This was a mistake that he usually doesn't make. Drop the football. I mean, the game turned around on a dime here. Also,
just watch. Pay close attention to Thielen because he's got the white gloves on there, and he's always known for wearing the yellow gloves. Often has the combined yellow gloves, yellow boots. So I don't know whether he changed. He started in different gloves. He fronted up afterwards about that mistake, but then when he actually performed later on, when he came back into the game, he'd switch back to his yellow gloves.
And once you have a fumble, you got to blame it on something, Mark. You like, man, it's the gloves, it's this, it's that. I don't know, but I know that play really changed the game for them. You know, you can't lose the turnover battle in close games, and that's what happened. That was the dividing factor in this game.
As far as the New Orleans Saints are concerned, they now have Mark Ingram back in tandem with Alvin Kamara. He missed the first 4 weeks of the season. He was suspended for that. Now they've got them as a double act, and they can share the workload.
Yeah, man, this is a tremendous backfield that they have there. Kamara can do it all, running out of the backfield, receiving, and Mark Ingram is that powerful running back who's just going to go in there and pound and grind you out. This is a very scary football team, man.
What's so important about that, right, is the rest factor. You don't have to give those guys all the carries. And if you're going to be a playoff team, you need to have everybody ready for the playoffs. That means not running everybody on every down.
And arguably, he's more... I'm not advocating you get a 4-game suspension, obviously, but he's going to be fresher from not playing those first 4 games as well.
Very true. And it's a long season. These things matter.
OK, time for our second roundup of games. And we're going to start with Baltimore at Carolina. Alex Collins putting the Ravens 7 up after this 14-yard touchdown.
You like his touchdown dances, Mark? You know, he was like a Irish dancer or something. Oh, they didn't show up, but it was sweet. It was sweet, man.
Quite sure that guy wasn't an Irish man.
He does a little dance like all the little dancing stuff. It's pretty fresh.
Christian McCaffrey then got that one. That was an 11-yard touchdown run.
Why can't he be an Irish dancer?
Pretty sure he wasn't an Irish dancer.
I'd agree with you on that, actually. If I was to have a small wager on it, I think
he
that
can
would
do
go.
the dancing, though.
Anyhow, back to Carolina. They won.
They won, and they look good.
They're 5-2. Denver travelled to Arrowhead to take on Kansas City. Case Keenum finding Philip Lindsay, one of the stars of the season, actually, for the first points on the board with that touchdown run. Then the Chiefs' offense turned up. Patrick Mahomes, Ossie's homie, finding Travis Kelce.
This was a closer game than I thought it was going to be. I really didn't think it was going to be this tight, especially in KC. But
Credit to Denver for that, then?
Credit to Denver, man. They got some players, man, like the NFL does. Oh, my goodness. Hello.
The hurdle and the strength of Kareem Hunt taking the Kansas City Chiefs to 7-1. To the Jets and the Bears next. Tariq Cohen getting the home side on the board after taking that pass from Mitchell Trubisky, 70 yards for the touchdown.
This dude is a video game when he gets the ball.
You think they're doing well, Chicago, at the moment?
I do. I don't think Trubisky's doing that well. This was a good game for him, but overall, this is a good team.
The Jets stayed in it thanks to that touchdown, but Jordan Howard sealed it for the Bears with that 2-yard plunge. The Bears are 4-3. The Jets are 3-5.
Here we go. You like that, Mark. You like Chicago.
I do like that, yeah. Cassius, that's how I warm up for this show. Anyhow, God, I think I'd dislocate my hip if I tried that. Anyhow, so this is San Francisco in Arizona. Marquise Goodwin, after a dire first half, putting the 49ers ahead. Look, they were 15-3 up, but Josh Rosen drove the Cardinals back into contention, finding Larry Fitzgerald there. And then Christian Kirk, who took a hammering as he brought that catch in. The 49ers did have a chance to come back, did that.
But that happened by the backup center, man, and not a good time of the game for that.
Sums up their season at the moment.
They got the new offensive coordinator there in Arizona.
And they won 18-15. Colts at the Raiders. And Indianapolis went 7 up in the first quarter. Watch this for a catch. Don't say gloves.
Gloves.
Derek Carr got the Raiders on the board, connected with Seth Roberts there. Jared Cook rumbling in here to give Oakland the lead. We don't often put kicks in our little roundup.
This is a legend, though.
I know. Adam Vinatieri now has a total of 2,547 points. The all-time leading scorer. And he is 45 years old.
45? How does he go in that locker room with those dudes? Like, what does he talk about? What do they talk to each other about?
Marlon Mack leveled things up for the Colts, and they won it there. Jack Doyle taking it 10 yards for the score, 42-28. The Monday night game, Patriots at the Bills in the AFC East, and it was a field goal fest early on. The Pats establishing a lead. James White scored the only offensive touchdown of the game, and that was in the fourth quarter.
All right.
And Devin McCourty sealed it with this 84-yard pick six.
Can you tell the difference between the McCourty brothers if you look at them?
Well, not under helmets.
Nah, but if you're looking at their face, can you? I just didn't know. I can't.
I can tell the difference between Zach Collins and an Irish dancer. I can definitely do that, Jason.
Maybe we should get on to Baltimore and see if we could get an interview with him, and then we can ask him whether he is an Irish dancer.
It's a black man with dreads, man. You're talking about something.
What does that mean about the dance?
You could still do Irish dancing.
Exactly. That's my point.
Let's focus on the Panthers and what Norv Turner has done for this offense.
Incredible, man. This guy has opened it all up for Cam Newton, giving him the ability to run and throw the football, design plays for McCaffrey to get outside. I mean, this guy's doing it all, man. Much credit to him.
We knew in the offseason this was going to be important, getting an offensive coordinator in that could play to Cam's strengths. And what he is a power thrower and a guy that can do everything with his feet. And that's what he does. And he's especially down here in the red zone, dangerous when he gets the ball in his hands.
And the relationship between him and McCaffrey?
Between who and McCaffrey?
Newton and McCaffrey.
Oh, no question. This is good. He uses him as a security blanket. Now, all good quarterbacks need a security blanket. A lot of times it's the tight end, but not with this guy. He uses it as McCaffrey, giving the little dump-off passes, and McCaffrey makes things happen in the open field.
Now, on one of our shows, I can't remember whether it was the Tuesday one or the Saturday one, but we spoke about Kareem Hunt. We highlighted his hurdling ability and his strength. Denver obviously don't watch this show. Maybe we need to send them tapes of your analysis, because against the Broncos we saw exactly the hurdling ability followed by the strength.
The problem with this is, especially if you're a guy of my stature, if he's coming downfield on me, I got to make a business decision. I'm going to have to take him low. He knows that, and he leaps over him. He's just so athletic and dynamic, and this what makes him the running back he is.
So from the Denver corner's position then, you can't do anything there.
Mark, I got a low man wins in football, so I have to get lower than him so he doesn't run me over. And as soon as I dip to go lower, he sees it. Not a lot of guys can jump that high, but he can.
Patrick Mahomes becomes the 4th quarterback in history now with 25-plus passing touchdowns in the first 8 games of the season. You'll like this stat.
Okay.
He's now got as many passing touchdowns in his first 8 games as Alex Smith had in his best ever season at the Chiefs, which was last season when he got 26.
Sometimes you just got to take the high road, man. And this is one of those times. I'm going to take the high road here, Mark. I'm not even going to keep bashing Alex Smith the way I usually do.
OK. I gave you the stat and allowed you to comment on it. Now, our final game tonight saw the Cincinnati Bengals host Tampa Bay, hoping to build on last week's dramatic overtime win against the Browns.
Winston, middle of the field, and intercepted. He overthrew Evans, and Sean Williams has the pick for the Bengals. And down the sideline he goes, up across the 25.
Now, look at those eyes. They are locked on Mike Evans the whole time. So you trust what you're seeing. That allows you to get into that throwing lane, forces the ball up high for the interception.
Dalton, open. Tyler Boyd to the goal line. First and goal. It's Mixon, and touchdown Bengals. The jungle's jumping. Cincinnati strikes first. Under pressure, Winston's got to get rid of it, and it's intercepted. A terrible throw to Preston Brown, and he's going the other way with Cincinnati's second takeaway.
It's like we said, you don't have to win every play. You're exactly right, Chris. That's a terrible decision. And Preston Brown is standing right there.
Dalton, end zone throw, touchdown Bengals. Turning and grabbing it, Tyler Boyd.
Darius Taylor is going to kind of drift back and cloud this throwing lane, but watch where the ball is placed. We're going to push it up right there, spins to the outside.
Dalton's throw, Boyd, inside the 10 of Tampa Bay. 26-yard pickup, first and goal. Mixon is into the end zone, and the Bengals expand their lead. Jameis Winston to throw. Going deep. He's got Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson has a Buccaneer touchdown.
Still has tremendous speed at this point in his career. Working against William Jackson on the outside. And nothing fancy there. You got to get out of your back pedal and get on your horse.
Nixon again. There's a lot of running room. He's got a first down. He's loose down the middle of the field. Mixon dancing through Buccaneers and gets all the way down to the 16-yard line. Dalton for the end zone at A.J. Green. And A.J. Green has a touchdown. Ruled that. He came down with the ball and the feet in. Jameis Winston for Evans. He's got him. And Evans has a catch inside the 20 and goes out of bounds to stop the clock. That's a good-looking play for Tampa Bay.
That Mike Evans catch set up Catanzaro from 25 yards on the stroke of half-time.
Blue lady, what's up?
Good protection. And O.J. Howard to the 20 and another first down. Barber leaps into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And first rushing touchdown for a guy with two great football names in Peyton Barber. On first down, Winston fakes the run, sets to throw, and overthrows his third interception of this game. He had Cameron Brate open, and he threw it too high, and Jordan Evans has a Cincinnati takeaway.
Let's get this interception to Andrew Billings, big 99. Look at him coming up the middle. He speeds up Jameis Winston. He throws quick, he throws off a bad platform, and it sails on him.
Protection is good. The throw is not. His fourth interception of the game. It's a interception touchdown for Jesse Bates and the Bengals.
You've got coverage at the line of scrimmage with Darius Phillips, but he does not see that safety drop in. You've got to be able to see the field.
I mean, at some point, if you're Dirk Cutter, you have to think about going to Ryan Fitzpatrick here if you want to try and win this game. And here comes Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Here we go.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Catch made. It's a first down at the 27-yard line. Perfect delivery to Chris Godwin.
So Fitzpatrick able to move Tampa Bay downfield and set up Catanzaro from 38 to make it a two-possession game.
Plenty of time for Dalton on third down on the throw for Erickson. And let's see if they're going to call him out of bounds. There's a flag down back at the 15.
Holding. Offense number 68. That penalty's declined. Fourth down.
On 2nd and 14. Fitzpatrick protected deep. He's got Mike Evans all alone. Mike Evans is in for a Buccaneer score. Touchdown. Once referred to as Fitzmagic, and the Buccaneers are hoping for a little more of that.
He's going to sell like he's going to the inside right there and then vertical, so you've got your eyes on him. And again, that's the second time we've seen the Cincinnati secondary allow the receiver to get even with them.
Andy Dalton with time with a screen and dropped. Throw is a little high, but Mixon didn't bring it down. Gain of 27 on the last play. Fitzpatrick with time. Adam Humphries goes out of bounds. Fitzpatrick looks sharp. It's 4th and 3. Ryan Fitzpatrick on 4th down. The throw, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Bucs. O.J. Howard. Now Fitzmagic wants 2 to force the tie. Fitzpatrick throws, shovel pass. He's got it. A slam dunk for 2 to Chris Godwin. That is Fitzmagic. But what a wild game it's been.
Watch this. This little jump back inside. Look at the conversion, the crisscross. I mean, there's defenders all. I mean, that window is so small.
He's fired up. The team believes in him. He handled starting the season well when the reins were handed back over to Jameis Winston after his suspension, and has responded for Dirk Cutter. Randy Bullock's career long is 55 yards. Tied at the moment. One timeout, 32 seconds. Dalton's throw open. Down to the 40 of Tampa Bay is A.J. Green. And a quick timeout. No timeout. Bengals still have one. They'll spike it instead. You see the line. That sets where Randy Bullock would be comfortable trying a field goal to win this. Dalton's throw. Catch made. Down to the 30. A.J. Green again. And now you're in range. Randy Bullock from 44 for the Bengal win. It's up there. It's out there. It's through there. And the Bengals at the buzzer. There's a flag down as the kick went through.
Personal foul, roughing the snapper defense. That penalty declined. The field goal is good. And the game is over.
After Andy Dalton and A.J. Green set him up, and Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Bucs rally falls short in Cincinnati.
Regardless of what had gone on in that second half, when we needed to make the play, we did it. And it was big. To give Randy a chance to kick a field goal right there at the end was huge.
So here are the standings. New England, as ever, lead the way in the AFC East. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, as things stand, battling it out in the North. In the South, Houston are on a 5-game winning streak, as are the Chargers in the West, but they have Kansas City to deal with. In the NFC, Washington have matched their best start in a decade. They top the East. The Bears have gone back to the top of the North. New Orleans are now 6-1 in the South, but the Panthers are right on their tail, and the Rams continue to demolish all before them in the West. Don't forget the NFL show back again this Saturday following Match of the Day, and all our shows are, of course, on the iPlayer. Well, if ever a quarterback looks short of confidence, it's Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he just looks shocked, man. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on with him. He keeps on making bad decision after bad decision. He doesn't seem to have the support of his teammates. I'm not sure what's going on with Jameis Winston.
And I don't know whether you've seen this happen and been in this situation in locker rooms, but one bad play can lead to another bad play, and if you're not in great form, you are in that spiral.
Yeah, and that's what you have. If you're a great player, you have to recover from mistakes. All great players do something wrong or incorrect in the game. They got to bounce back, and he doesn't bounce back. He's putting the ball in harm's way. You can't throw the ball over the middle of the field like that, Mark. It's just too much traffic.
And all of these are his fault rather than his players, his receiving core not doing the right thing.
Man, you cannot put the ball in the middle of the field, all that traffic like that. You have to be able to see the field and know you can't do that.
Well, not surprisingly, he accepted responsibility for his performance after the game.
I'm definitely the reason why we came up short with this game, and I own that, and I have to fix it. You know, there's not much that I can really say, but I can't turn the ball over. Not 4, not 1, not 2. I need to give ourselves a chance to win.
It meant the return of Fitzmagic, and you could see the lift it gave the Bucs.
Yeah, this is a guy who his teammates have tremendous confidence in, man. He goes in there and he just finds a way to get the job done. I mean, he has that gunslinger mentality. He's not the managed kind of quarterback. He goes in and he takes shots deep, and he usually comes out with a really good victory.
Receivers like catching deep passes. It's just what it is, right? They like the highlight plays, and that's his strength. You know,
it looked like a quarterback under immense pressure struggling, and a quarterback able to go on, probably because he's at the stage of his career and also the season that he's had already, with no pressure. I've got nothing to lose.
He's always played like that. Everywhere he's been this kind of guy. That's been the knock on him as he continues to start. It's like, man, he's taking a lot of chances. But that's what it takes to win.
Do you think it was harsh that he was dropped originally? He only had one bad game and he was gone.
Yeah, this is because they had Jameis Winston in there. He was the #1 overall pick. They were going to give him every chance to succeed. But the way Fitzpatrick had played early in the season, there's no way they should have, put him back on the bench after just one bad game.
And Bengals fans were going, well, hang on a minute, we won, and you haven't mentioned anything about us. But it's an important win, actually, because they nearly threw that away, and it keeps them in the hunt.
Yeah, congratulations to them. A win is a win. It's hard to do, but, man, you saw the magic. It almost got you.
Let me show you what happened in the predictions this week before we finish. OC, 3-0. Got all 3 right. Went for the Eagles, went for the Rams to beat Green Bay, went for New Orleans to beat Minnesota. You've got to stop backing your friends. You only got 1 right, partly because you went for Minnesota.
Mark, I'm a loyal guy.
I know.
Remember that.
There's a trophy on the line.
I know. You know what? I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to play better.
A new Jason.
I'm going to bounce back from a bad play.
Yeah.
Bounce back.
Forget your friends. Think with your head, not your heart.
It's all about recovering.
We'll see you Saturday. Bye-bye.
It is the season when the glow of summer fades. Leaves will fall and the dead heads of bright flowers will be cut. It is the season of the sharp knife and deep mists. It is a time to dig deep, to protect what is strong. What shrivels here stays fertile there. The rich fields of LA and New Orleans, the desert teeming with life, Patrick Mahomes making Kansas blue.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
The great trees whose roots go deepest, Patriots and Steelers, football in the fall.
You gotta be here!
Only in the NFL.